De'Aaron. Couple of missed free throws down the stretch there. 109 points in 2 days. 109 points in 2 days. Just how crazy is that? What's happened? I think you've raised your points per game by 4.3 in the last 2 days. How crazy is that?
I mean, 109 feels like it's so far from 110. Like, it's crazy. But I mean, like I said, man, it's just being able to get downhill and touching the paint, I feel like has worked wonders. And whenever you're able to do that, you're able to get one to the rim. You're able to, one, get to the rim, two, get to the free throw line, and three, you're able to still create for teammates. So, like I said before, man, just trying to have a point of emphasis on that. I mean, I didn't even shoot a three in the second half, and just being able to touch the paint.
You just tweeted out "my bad." Was that for the free throws?
Yeah, that's for the free throws. DeMar, Trey, Malik, Kev, they were all on me about it. So
Get them next time. When did you know that you were kind of feeling it again for the second night in a row? Was it in that first quarter, and just what took over in the fourth?
well, I'm not going to be like when I rolled out of bed. I'm not going to say that. For sure in the first quarter. I'm trying to even think if I missed a shot. I'm not sure if I missed a shot in the first quarter. So at that time, whenever I started off being able to get downhill, then three started coming, and that's pretty much when I knew I had it rolling. But for us, I mean, to get this win, it had to be on the defensive side. And the first 3 quarters, we weren't good. We almost gave up 100 points again in 3 quarters, and then we'd hold them to 23. Like, if you're able to do that over the course of a game, you put yourselves in a great position to win. And we were able to do that and close the game out.
Mike said that you're hitting your prime, and you're almost getting to, obviously, your 27th birthday coming up. But just curious, like, what you've learned about stardom that you know now, maybe that you didn't know 4 or 5 years ago in the league.
I mean, I think a big thing about it is just being consistent. Like, obviously, we always know that you're not going to play well every single game, but how consistent can you be? And I don't know how you work on consistency. Obviously, you want to come in to work every day and be able to bring it. But that's where I am. That's where I want to be able to find that balance and being able to score. And when I touch the paint, being able to kick. So that's pretty much it. I feel like I've always had that ability and continuing to get better as a shooter.
Yesterday you said that you didn't feel any more tired than another normal game, but 60. 49 the next day. Are you tired today?
I mean, I played much less. I played more to my average tonight, so I was a little tired coming in today. Like we just had walkthrough and I really started feeling it. But I feel like really when the game kind of started, I was good. I was fine. So. I mean, I would say I'm in pretty good shape right now. I'm not going to say I'm not tired, just through the course of the season. Like, you naturally get tired through the course of having back-to-backs. You naturally get tired, but I can't say that this back-to-back has made me more tired than any other back-to-back, especially because we were at home. So that made it, 10 times easier.
So, De'Aaron, does the 49 count against Utah this time?
Actually, it's funny. So I got home, right? And I was like, damn, that sounded bad. And that's not what I meant. Whenever we played them last year and that happened, like half their team was out. Because I think JC was out, Laurie was out. I think Keontae might have played. He was a rookie, but they had 3 or 4 key. I think Walker might have been out. So they had some guys that were out. That's what I meant. But this counts for sure. Yeah, this count. Who was out? I think just Walker was out. So yeah, they had their lineup. We had more guys out, so.
Yeah, and then just your reaction to the new mascot was well documented. Were you happy to see him shipped out to Cincinnati?
What do you mean?
At the halftime.
It's funny. I didn't see it. I didn't know that. I heard over the intercom, whatever, that they were doing something with it, but I didn't see it. I'm glad I didn't see it. I'm glad I saw Slamson.
De'Aaron, you're the second Kings player to score over 100 since DeMarcus in 2016, third player in NBA history to score 109 in consecutive games. As you kind of, keep cementing yourself in these categories, just what is that like for you?
It's crazy. Yesterday, I'm like, man, I don't even feel like I scored 60. I think a big part of it was probably because we lost. But whenever I leave here, I don't think about basketball a lot. And I've said this before, but I said it after a loss, so hits a little bit different, but like that's truly how I am. Whenever I leave and I go home, I'm dad. Whenever I hop on the game with my friends, I'm De'Aaron. So I truly try not to think about it. And obviously social media like blows up about stuff like that, but I don't really know how to describe it. I try not to think about it as much as possible because, I want to. I'll say this: when I went with Steph to China, we were doing stuff, and I'm like, bro, and I told him like, I do not envy you. Like, you can't do anything. Like, he can't go anywhere, and it's nuts. And that's like I try to live as normal of a life as I possibly can. Obviously, like, there's some things I can't control. I'm like, I would love to win championships, but I don't want what he has. But that comes with that territory. And like I said, I try to be as normal as I possibly can. Like, people in Sacramento have seen me out, eating breakfast at places or eating dinner at places. And I want that to kind of be normal. Like, if someone asks for a picture, that's totally fine. If they ask for autographs, that's totally fine. But I try to make that as normal as I possibly can.
Fox, speaking of Curry and the Curry brand, is it a feature that the shoe just stays on your foot and or pops right back on your foot?
No, I don't remember who set the screen, but whenever I ended up getting the steal, he ended up stepping on my foot, and that's why it came off. And it happened a lot, and it's happened in all shoes that I've played in. Like, those things happen, but being able to get it back on and still being able to get to the basket, that was like the first thing going through my head: get this shoe back on and try to make a play. But those type of replays are really funny because you like see the expression on people's faces, and like you can like really see me trying to stomp and get my foot back in. But no, those things happen.
I was curious your perspective on this because you've been asked to do more and more and more as every year of your career has gone on. Keegan is being asked to do more and more and more, and he's drifted away from the pure catch and shoot guy that he was as a rookie, but his shooting numbers have also kind of steadily dropped off to a slow start this season. What's your perspective on trying to balance the things that you're being asked with a skill set that you have, and on a night like tonight, could you really use?
Well, I think it's a lot different now because like we're asking Keegan to do a lot for us, especially defensively. I feel like naturally, if you weren't doing those things before, and then now you're asked to do those things, those take a lot out of you, and definitely take out of your ability to be able to shoot the ball. But I think another big part of that is the way that people guard him. Like, people are trying to run him off the line, not let him get those type of looks, and that's where you have to expand your game. Like, if you can't get those, if teams are taking that shot away, what else can you do? And I think he's put in countless hours in working on his craft, and I think his game is continuing to grow. But like I said, like we're asking so much of him on the other end. Like, he's guarding the best player every single night. Like, that's not an easy thing to do. You see guys like Jimmy and Kawhi and PG have done that over the years. Like, that's not easy. But he's going to continue to grow. I mean, he's in year 3. He has a high ceiling, and we're going to continue to ask him to do more. But that's hard. Basketball can be a simple sport, but it's not as easy as people may think it is.
Fox, kind of going back to one of those earlier questions about like you having to put pressure on yourself to see if you need another night like you did last night to be able to carry your team when you're down so many scores. I'm kind of curious what that process is like. You've got your teammates who are leaning on you, encouraging you to do that, but as you mentioned, you go home, you don't think about basketball too much. When Domas isn't there, like, what do you consider a big game for yourself, and what does that look like when you're gearing up for it?
I mean, I try not to look at it from a number standpoint because, you don't want to always be a result-driven person. But for me, I talked to him this morning and, knew he wasn't playing. And for me, it's just whenever I found out that he was out, even before, it's continue to try to put pressure on the rim. If I can do that, I think I had 30 drives last game. I'm not sure how many I had tonight, but if I can constantly put pressure on the rim, at some point they have to help. I was surprised that they, didn't send a double at some point. But if I'm able to consistently be able to do that and touch the paint, score, if they help, drop off to a big, if a guard or a wing is able to, pull in and just have an easy kick out 3 for one of my teammates, that's what I deem successful. And if we don't make any of them, that is what it is. I can't look at the results. I can only look at the quality of the looks that we're getting.